What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and we are here for a very quick little match preview between the upcoming game between Freiburg and Borussia Dortmund. So just jumping right on into it, we're going to go into the history between the clubs, and the last 5 meetings, we've went 4 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. So again, Freiburg is a team we usually do pretty well against. I know that all these games from previous seasons, it doesn't really matter, but the last time we did play them in the season, we beat them 4-0. So we had a brace from Holland, a goal from Chan, even a goal from Paslak, and then of course the hat trick of assists from JJD in what was a very comfortable 4-0 victory for us. So just on recent meetings, even in the last few seasons and this one, I mean, Dortmund looked to be very comfortable favorites. But going on their recent form, both Freiburg and Borussia Dortmund's last 5 Bundesliga games have gone 2 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. However, Freiburg is coming off a very tough 3-0 defeat to Wolfsburg, while Borussia Dortmund obviously has had now back-to-back victories. The win, which was a 3-1 comfortable win over Augsburg, and of course the very competitive cup victory over Paderborn and a 3-2 victory in overtime. So on relatively recent form between the teams as well as just in the past few games, I guess you could say Dortmund immediately kind of says that they're the favorites. But we will dive into Dortmund's starting 11, and I want to hear what you guys have to think about it because, man, I struggled trying to come up with this starting 11. There's 3 big players that obviously had knocks. Hummels missed the Paderborn game. Chan put in an absolute shift and had obviously that bit of a knock. Even Sancho got a knock. And all of these players are obviously potential starters for this game, but it's hard to tell because sometimes in the past with Dortmund, they get injuries, but we usually see those players get tossed back in. And then there's the other side of things. In the last matchup against Freiburg, we played in the 3-4-2-1. Which is actually the same formation we played against Paderborn. We've also played in the 4-1-4-1 and a 4-2-3-1. So take your bet. I mean, I have no idea which way they're going to go. I'm assuming for this specific reason, I don't think Emre Can is going to start, and that is because of the knock and the crazy amount of energy he had to put in that big shift. Plus, we have a little bit of alternatives, so that kind of makes me think it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. We see Hitz is going to be in goal, obviously, because Berkey is still out with a shoulder injury. I do still think Marai is our preferred right back. I would have maybe suggested Paslak if he did not give up the penalty against Paderborn. So I'm going to go Marai. And of course, the duo of Akanji and Hummels. I think Hummels got the rest. Usually when he's fit, he's good to go. I can't see him starting on the bench. That's why I got both of them as our center backs. Guerrero left back. The CDMs, again, I mean, maybe we're surprised with a Dahoud, but I think he got his minutes in the Paderborn game, but I'm going to put we'll put Delaney on the left, and of course Bellingham on the right, giving Emre Can the night off because of, again, the crazy long shift and the injury he did pick up. So I just feel like that makes the most sense for our defensive duo. And then the front 3, again, if Reina was on any type of form, I may have been able to put him in, even instead of Sancho, because Sancho picked up that knock, but Sancho's on excellent form, and Gio just can't figure it out right now on the wings, so I have really the same front 4 that we're expecting, and that's Royce as center attacking mid. Sancho is not going to be on the left because we're going to link up with Guerrero. We know how it is. We're going to have Brandt on the right doing what he's been doing in recent weeks, and of course Holland up front. The only exception there is obviously if Reina potentially comes in front of Brandt or Sancho, but I just, on his current form, I don't see him breaking in and starting in this game, but you guys can let me know what you think. Looking over at Freiburg's side, they're going to probably play in their familiar 3-4-3 formation. And the little key matchups I want to keep an eye on is I mentioned this player in the previous meeting against them, and that's Jonathan Schmid. Wingbacks that have good crossing ability really worry me when it comes to Dortmund's defense. We know how Daniel Caligiuri is, and I think Schmid's a similar kind of player. He can hurt you on set pieces, and he can counter with a very good delivery. So we're going to match him up against Guerrero. It makes sense, left back versus right wing back. And Guerrero's going to have a defensive shift. I think he's at his best going forward. He's a little vulnerable on the defense, so I think matching up against Schmid is going to be a real important battle to see who's the winner of this game. And my other little key matchup is whether he starts or whether he doesn't. It's Niels Petersen, and he's known as the super sub. He's scored 10-plus goals in his last 4 seasons, and he's on pace to do it this season. So, I mean, he very well could come off the bench. He could start. Either way, he's going to be a threat, and I'm going to match him up with Hummels. I'm going to see how Hummels' little rest over not playing in the Paderborn game will treat him. And, I mean, if someone's going to shut down Pedersen, it's going to have to be Hummels, and hopefully he's feeling fresh, rejuvenated, and ready for another big 3 points against Freiburg. So, going into the predictions here before we wrap up this preview, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about the game. It seems like it's in our favor. Again, it's one of the teams that we seem to do very, very well against. but I am doing it over on Dortmund's Twitch. So some of you guys also know that my record right now on Dortmund's Twitch is a draw against Mainz and a loss against Gladbach. So this is the one we turn around. We have to, or I really don't think I'm getting invited back. So I'm going to go with the 2-1 prediction. I got my 3-1 Augsburg prediction completely correct. So I'm going to flip it. I think it's going to be a bit more of a battle, considering that we're away in this game, and Freiburg is a pretty solid club. But I'm hoping that we can figure it out. We can break down this stubborn defense that is Freiburg and come away with 3 comfortable points. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my match preview. Hopefully let me know in the comments what you think of the starting 11, because I really don't know what to exactly think of it. But until next time, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.